I am Matt Van Horn, and today we'll be talking about using virtual meetings as your default form of off-site communication at Bank of America Merrill Lynch, primarily in the capacity to save money for your company, thereby making it more profitable and reaching your intended audience in a more efficient manner. So, here's our agenda slide. It is a brief synopsis of everything we'll be going throughout today's presentation and the approximated allotment of time that I've divvied out to each subject. So, as you can see, there's two main points that I want to get to, and how virtual meetings help your company's bottom line is the first. The second being the more effective way to communicate with the attendees. It's reiteration, but I'm reinforcing. So take it as you will. And then we have a conclusion. So let's go over a couple of the definitions first, so that we're crystal clear going forward what I mean when I refer to certain terms. So virtual meeting, it's for dictionary.com, a business discussion conducted via internet broadcast. But I wanted to go a little bit further. For my purposes, it's when two people can't be in the same location. And, if I was sitting next to Dan and I wanted to show him something or communicate with him, I wouldn't go on a platform to do this. I'd just walk over to his desk or call him over. So geographic location is different. And then when I'm referring to virtual meeting, there's a robust array of accessories that come offered to a virtual meeting platform. But this is primarily what we'll be dealing with at Bank of America Merrill Lynch. So video conferencing, telephone conferencing, access to desktop to display what you're talking about is what we're talking about when we're referring to virtual meetings. And what's needed to conduct a virtual meeting? So your component parts that you're going to need at your smart workstations. In addition, there are also Cisco, Avaya, and GoToMeeting that you can contact if you want to use a different format than what we use here, Cisco. Okay, so why this is important to you? Virtual meetings are here to stay. As you can see, I clearly labeled how they're becoming more and more virtual meetings are becoming more and more accepted mediums in the workplace. Human resource professionals, per Redshift Research on behalf of Polycom 2014, expect video conferencing to be the norm starting this year. So this is the new method of communication cross-site. And 98% of human resources executives believe that it breaks cultural barriers. It's also believed that virtual meeting reduces cost and increases profitability to your company. And this piece of a pie that we're referring to here is $186 billion. It's what is allotted and budgeted for companies in North America to distribute for travel and entertainment, which is what we're going to be limiting by using virtual meetings rather than face-to-face meetings. Companies have also increased their investments in their virtual meeting platforms. It's increased 50% from 2012 to 2013, and it seems to be trending upwards as well. So, a little activity that I developed to encompass virtual meetings for us. I did a little family feud. I can't take credit for the design, but what we're going to be discussing right now, and we could break out into teams. That's what I had in mind, but Malini's not here, so it might be the girls versus the boys, if that's okay. So I'll be keeping track of score. You guys can write it down however you'd like. So what I'm going to be asking the audience is, what are cost-saving advantages of virtual meetings versus face-to-face meetings? How is the company going to save money by implementing virtual meetings? So here's the scoreboard, or the categories. There's no fancy animations, but we'll work our way up from 4 to 1, and it's the least to most prevalent. And I didn't have it. I went through a couple different teams. It was Yankees and Red Sox, but we went on Hatfield and McCoys. Okay? So Hatfield, boys, if you can think of 4 examples that you think are cost-saving advantages, and then we'll go through them for virtual meetings versus face-to-face. So what do you have to do when you're going off-site to meet people face-to-face? If you think of things that would cost the company, that you could save money, just giving you a rough estimation, WebEx platform for 100 people, monthly subscription fee is about $70. So that pretty much cuts all the costs. So I'll give you a couple seconds. I don't know.
Do we hit the button?
No, I'll just work my way. We'll go on the honor system. If everybody thinks that they get 1 or 2 or however many, you can just say it, we'll keep track.
Food. Vacation food. Sometimes they are.
Yeah, we should have an offsite at my house, so we haven't paid for.
What else?
For the gas, it's much better.
I'm away from the office.
Yeah.
The points aren't increasing. They're just going to be the same. So if you get 1 right, it's 1.41.
Oh, shipping, travel, car, which one?
Okay, I'll give you guys about 10 more seconds. How are we doing on time? Okay, time's up. Let's go to the number 4 answer. So time away from the office, what you could be doing rather than being in transit to going face-to-face. So there's no complete accurate measure of this, but this could be related to delays in business travel, or traffic, or meeting gets pushed back. Right? So you could be at the office on your virtual meeting with the client at this point in time, saving money that way. And you could be putting more time in with the client rather than doing these events that delay you. So it falls into the miscellaneous category. It covers 8% of total travel and entertainment costs by Certify. The third is lodging, so putting you up for hotels. That's 26 billion of the 189 billion allotted that we're talking about, which is the second highest expense the companies allot for budgets yearly. So domestic stay at a hotel is $155 roughly. Second is airfare. So that's the second most costly. Average domestic flight companies put up is $470. Again, you incur delays, customs delays, flight delays, layovers, and also virtual meeting. If you think about it, is it contributing to green initiatives because you're not going and using transportation. You're not encouraging the burning of fuels. It's green initiative. And the first one, meals. So it's the top one. It's 21%, $39 billion. I've included a little illustration. It's the bill that the rookies for the Washington Redskins got this year. I put it up because, frankly, I think that's good. And it's not the Giants or anything. So, yeah, it's not exorbitant, but it could add up to something in the amount of $22,000 for a rookie lunch. So here's our graph. What virtual meeting is going to produce is roughly half of this 186, and then you have your miscellaneous right here, which you could also do, and car rental it pulls into. So that was the first point, how to make your company more productive or less costly. So the second is the advantages in virtual meeting over phone conferencing. So how would you reach your client more effectively through virtual meeting rather than just vanilla phone conferencing system? You can just jot them down. How many did we get from the last one?
We got 4.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
All right, good job.
Visual. But you can actually see what's in
All right, this is for all the marbles.
You can take them through the actual system.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, we're just going to have to speed this up a little. So, ability to record. How much more effective were you at discerning your presentation when you had YouTube going, rather than thinking about how you had introduced your classmate in the first speech, right? So I think that's invaluable. So most virtual meetings come with dedicated software baked in to enable you to record your presentation in any media that you display it on. Clearer message, we were talking about CRIC the other day. Well, they could have just spelled it out on the desktop if
Right.
they refused to pronounce it correctly or shown a picture of a creek. Ensuring engagement. How many times have you been on a conference call, things are going good, and somebody's asked a question, and it's a pause for 30 seconds? Well, maybe they're on mute, maybe they've stepped away, you have no idea because you can't see them. Well, this gives you kind of an accountability in which you have to pay attention. You can see what's going on in the engagement. And then the number one is the knowledge retention, pointing to the cone of learning. So here's what we hear on the conference, and here's collaboration, and this is what we hear and see. So as you can see, you retain more. So in conclusion, virtual meetings become more commonly accepted, so it's good to be in the forefront of this practice. And through doing that, you can make your company more profitable through reducing expenses, and you can also reach your audience more effectively by communicating through different mediums that are available through virtual meetings. Thank you for your time. I understand there's questions. Anne, do you have one?